Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to redo the Canopy. Why were you doing the Canopy? Well, we've got some toys to put in. We got a 200 amp hour lithium battery to put in and a 3000 watt inverter by ARB Power from Vic Off-Road. We're going to whack those in, so it's going to give me the opportunity to do things that I've been wanting to do for a wee while. I've lived with this setup now for about 6 or 7 months, and look, it works okay. It could be better. One of the things I don't like, for example, is where the oven is. It's tricky to get to, tricky to open up, being this, you know, well, I'm on flat ground now, but when you're on the beach, you're on rocky ground. This gets tricky to get up to without a step, and getting the trivet in and out is even harder. So I'm going to build a box here and put the oven at the front here. It's going to be heaps easier to get to. Going to have some more like cupboards around here just to slide all these canvas bags into, secure them with bungees, lighter stuff at the top, pots and pans maybe down here. So just going to change it up because there's a lot of wasted space here. I'm going to fix that up. And then on this side, it's high. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's just cans in here. You don't have to look for it, but I think what I want to do, it's drawers, a bit useless because I don't ever use this table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out. That'll give me a chance to put the inverter in and the battery in anyway. And then I'm going to mount this on the floor and build a shelf all the way along here with 2 pull-out drawers, and that'll allow me to put whatever's in there in one of the drawer. I'm going to repurpose these charging wires. I'm going to build them into one of the drawers so I can charge my drones and all that kind of stuff on the go. It's going to be easier than just trying to balance them up here when we stop. Find a proper place for the hot water service and the fire extinguisher, and still have room to get the ladder in and out at the bottom here. So this is going to be a lot neater and a lot more usable space. And yeah, that's going to make camping hopefully even easier. I mean, it's pretty easy now, but we might as well do it right. So first things first, let's get all this drawer and the fridge out, and we'll get a clear space. We'll take the old lithium out and we'll start mounting the new stuff in. Canopy is empty, ready for the new stuff to go in. So we took out, you saw me take out those 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries. We're replacing it with 1 200 amp hour lithium battery from ARB Power. We're also putting in a 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter, again from ARB Power. Both of these, there's links underneath here if you want to go ahead and get some of these for yourself. I'm going to mount this on the wall on the back of the Canopy, and this will go where the other batteries were, but they'll take up a little bit less space, I'm hoping, and it's going to be orientated a little bit better because where the power is. So the inverter comes with the power cables that are needed, comes with the Cat 6 cable, I presume, for the remote turn on switch. Now what I'm going to do with that is I'm actually going to run the wire down through the back in the middle of the Canopy, and I'm going to have it on this side with a 240 outlet for an induction cooktop. So that's going to be on this side, and the sign, and I'm going to orientate this so the working end of it's on this side of the Canopy, so I can have power there or 240 over this side too, so we'll have outlets on both sides, which would be really cool. Just have to put it in now. So I had planned when I built this system for this inverter to, well, not this inverter, but a inverter to sit up in here. It's just going to fit. Hopefully I'm not blocking too much of the view, but I want it to sit right about there. Right, let's go ahead and screw the rest of this thing in. I don't know how. I'm so happy that I saved you from watching me put that inverter in the last 3 screws, because nobody would need to see that again. That would have been an awful sight. All right, it's time to put this in. I'm going to reuse these the existing battery brackets here. I'm going to put them sideways this time, so I'm just going to screw those into the floor. That's a good thing about having a wooden floor, is you can really use it quite modularly. You can screw in anywhere on this. It's nice thick timber. So I'm gonna, that's gonna locate in there. I'm just gonna screw these 2 in first, and then we'll slide the battery in and we'll start connecting it up. So that's the battery all installed. I made another strap to go on the top of it to secure it in place. And the inverter's up in here and it's all working. I just turned it on to make sure. So all is good. Right. So that's the 200 amp hour battery and the inverter installed. So the next thing I'm going to do, this side's going to be empty. I'll probably do this next weekend. I'm going to put the drawers and put the fridge back in here and nice and low shelf, but we'll get cracking on that side onto the cupboards. So Andy's he is an electrician, so no need to worry, we're in safe hands. We are, he's just wiring up a 240 double socket for me that we're going to plug into the inverter. And I've already just mounted the remote control for the inverter on this side too, so that'll give us 240 power on this side, which will be awesome. Yes. I must admit, I'm very excited about this. So I got this yesterday in the Black Friday sales from Harvey Norman. It was like I'm gonna say 50 bucks or something. Should have been, I don't know, nearly 300 or 300 and something. So it's a double induction cooktop, Westinghouse. One side's 1400 watts and the other side's 1000. So all up 2400 watts. The inverter's 3000, surging to 6000, so should easily handle it. Let's find out. But basically I've got my 240 now on this side that Andy's just put in for me. Switch it on, we'll turn the inverter on. And that's just turned on. Now, let me get a pot out of here. Let's turn it on. 1200, 1400. Ooh, that's it's working. That's very cool. That's really cool. That's hot. I'll try this one. Might have to bring this back a bit. The cord's not there. All right, cool. Power on, off. Power 1000 watts. Off it goes. We have induction cooking. I reset the battery to 100%. I don't know what it's at, but when it floats higher, it'll actually, once it gets to 100%, that's where the high tide mark will be. So it'll sort of set itself, but it's at 97.8% at the minute. It does say on this, do not use appliance on a metal surface. I was going to put it on this bench, but I don't think, well, I don't want it, anyway, I'm happy with it here because the awning will go out around us. Very good. I've changed my mind. I think I said to you earlier, I'm just going to put everything on this side. I think that's going to be cool. So I'm going to take this top of this drawer off and mount the fridge and the oven here. And then I might just try and work out something up here for the, like, I don't know. I'll work it out, but that's very cool. Gives me a really open space on the other side to put, I'm just going to line it, the full thing now with drawers, but that high, which will give me plenty of storage and plenty of storage on top. Loving it. So you wouldn't believe it, I've had a massive change of plan. And what I'm going to do, I've taken the shelf off this, so I'm going to put this piece of 12mm ply on top here and then screw the drawer fridge and the oven to that, because I think just that on its own, it's a bit bendy. I think this will give it a bit of structure. I'm going to rip this up now with a rip saw, put it in, fridge on, oven in. That should be that. Fast forward to next weekend and I've put this back in again. I didn't end up putting the wood on the bottom. I thought the drawer fridge is probably too high here. And all the weight then will be on this side and not much on the other side. So we got the new canvas bag up here, 40 by 40. I'm pretty sure I can fit another one in beside it. And then some other lighter stuff in the back that keeps the center of gravity low. I'm gonna go back to my original plan. On the other side, actually come around here, I'll show you. On this side, I'm going to build drawers here. 1200 long, which will stop me about here somewhere. That'll allow me to get these taller items in and out, the ladder and the table and whatever else in there. So I'm going to put the drawer fridge back in here, but lower down, so it's going to be easier to get to. And then 2 drawers here. So I've seen a few people on YouTube build drawers with Teflon slides, and I looked into doing that, and look, that's probably a better option, but there was a few people in the comments that said You could use the electrician's tongue, I suppose. They use these to chase cables down walls to help them feed them through. So I went to Bunnings. Clearly it's Saturday, you gotta go to Bunnings. And I got one of these, so that's a 3 meter long bit of electrician tongue strap, whatever you call it. It's 3.5 meters long, it was $5. What have I got to lose if it works? If it doesn't work, I'll go and buy Teflon. But they reckon this is, when it's on top of each other, it slides quite nicely. It's a hard plastic, I can't see. For $5, it's worth a go, right? We've got some black carpet, and I got some of these. These are little latches that I'm going to put a bit of angle on top of it, on top of the drawer, and yeah, they'll just slide out and in. Right, so I still have my timber from last weekend, so I'm not really wasting anything, but I'm going to get cracking, cut all the carcass bits up, make sure they fit right, then I'm going to spray them black, then I'm going to screw and glue them together, carpet it, and then I'm going to start on the drawers, is my rough plan. But I might spray everything black first. I'm really indecisive today. It's very hot in Brisbane. I think it's 36 degrees today, and I wasn't built for this sort of heat, but I'm enjoying it. Right, off I go. I did a bit of a drawing up before I went to Bunnings today just to see what I need, and it turns out I can get everything made out of 4 sheets, which is cool. So this is just a very quick mock-up, but that's kind of what it's going to look like. I started to build it. Andy came home yesterday. I've got everything painted. I'm starting to build the carcass, and Andy came home last night and said, "Dad, why are you putting the fridge over on that side? Because you've got a fridge on this side." I'm like, because it's... This is what I have to deal with. Look at him.
So yeah, pretty much. I was just, decided to come and talk to Ando, and he finally talked some sense into me, and now I'm going with his idea. That sums it up?
Pretty much.
Happy to help.
So Ando's idea is, we're going to grind half of this front bar off, put the drawer fridge here, and then just have the other side for storage. I'm undecided what I want to do. Ando does reckon put the fridge on this side, but it's going to be higher, which is going to affect the center of gravity. I think enough, because when you get a carton of beer in there, it's what, 20 kilos, maybe? Plus the fridge is called the 20 kilos, that's 40 kilos. Anyway, time to carpet. Box is built. Yeah, I think I said earlier put the fridge in there, but now I've just got to build 2 drawers, but I might just go in and set this in the car, make sure it fits first before I go any further. So that is where it's going to sit. See, that's good because I can still put gear up in here. Yeah, because I've got the kick-ass, that second power box, that little one just there, my idea is to have like a box here to charge all my camera gear in so I can charge while it's driving. So that's for another day, but yeah, I'm happy with the way that is. We've glued these strips down. I might have to wipe that again. The glue's reacting a bit to the plastic. Anyway, we tried first, got the right depth, and then I've just nudged a couple of screws in to each one just to make sure they're going to hold. I've countersunk them in so that they're not flush on the surface. So those are down. I'm going to turn them back over so they're resting on themselves for a bit of weight. Guess what we have to do now? You wouldn't believe it. Bunnings have run out of bloody timber. Sunday afternoon, it's hurtling towards beer o'clock and I've got to go to Bunnings. This is the car. I am going to glue this down, but I just thought I'd screw it first for a bit of measurement so I know where the glue's going to go. Everything's glued in and dry. That's going in now beautifully. There is one thing, you can feel a lot of air coming out here at the bottom. And I think it's just because it is quite a snug fit, surprisingly with my woodworking skills. What I might do is just punch a couple of air holes at the back, just to let that air escape a bit easier. It might make it, but it's pretty good as it is. Hey, I'm really happy with that. I think when we get some weight in the drawer, it might be even better, but just got to put the handle in the front bit of carpet. And Robert, your cousin's father, forgot to get a bloody angle at Bunnings. Ah! Hard to explain this, but there's been another change of direction. As much as I hate to admit it, I don't, because he's good. Andy was right. See down here, there's the drawers. They look quite good when they're not in the car, because when I put them in the car, they were useless. I had this much space. Alison said to me, if you went and bought 2 cartons of beer, where would you put them? No good. Super happy with how they work still. Just no good for, didn't think that through well. We all make mistakes. So back to plan probably D or E or F, whatever the plan was. I'm going to put this fridge, actually I'll do it now while I'm talking to you. What we're going to do now is put this fridge back on this side where Andy thought it was going to be right to do in the first place. The plan is, Andy's plan anyway, which I agree with. That's going to go there, like that, but flat. So I'm just going to angle grind this bit here off and then punch it in. Sounds easy, probably won't be. But I will get there. This will be Canopy build 2.0. Angle grinding in the canopies. Always something I'm a little bit nervous about, but that's okay. What's the worst that can happen? I have, though, taken some precautions. Right, that's completely stuffed that top shelf, so there's no going back now. So, I'm gonna go get the fridge, and hopefully it fits. I'm hoping this isn't too heavy. Happy day. So what I'm gonna do now, I don't know where I've put them, but I've bought a couple of just little L brackets. I'm gonna screw down there and there. And then I'm gonna, you can see there's rib nuts in the side of this. I'm gonna punch through this side and rib knot them both in so the fridge is secure. And that's it. So I'll get busy with that and I'll come back when it's done. And that is the Canopy build. I would say 2.0, but it's more like 2.9. The amount of changes I've made this time is ridiculous. I don't know what's possessed. I don't know why I kept changing my mind. Lesson, make a plan, but think it through before you start, because I kind of had this idea in my head. I should have made it up with cardboard boxes and put it in first and seen what space it did. I just thought it would be good because the fridge was that high. That's what I was basing my measurements on. It wasn't good. Do take your time to plan these things out properly. The old setup I lived with worked fine, but I wasn't happy with it. I wanted to make it better. I ended up making it worse, but now I think I finally, at 2.9, have made it better. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the Canopy and how it's going to work moving forward. Upright fridge, food, beer fridge. Down the side here, canvas bags for pots and pans, all that sort of stuff, knives. Pantry in here, still got our table. Induction is going to live probably down the side of the fridge. And then when we bring it out with that plastic table you saw earlier, plastic table here, induction there, we've got a tap there. It's all, that's easy. Preparation bench, What is coming in the near future, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, is the trundle drawer that we ordered from MW about 6 weeks ago. And it's going under here. When that pulls out, I'm going to have all my recovery gear in there and wet gear, but it's also got a lid on it, so that will be more prep there. So we'll have, you know, lots of sitting area here, prep, and the induction. I am going to also not put the oven back in. I'm not sure if I've said that in this video or not through all the changes, but the oven's not going back in. What's replacing it is an air fryer. We got one in the kitchen at home about 2 weeks ago. Changed our lives. Andy and I have never eaten as many dim sums in the last 2 weeks that we have. Air fryer is just amazing. So I'm going to get a little travel air fryer, or maybe not, maybe a big air fryer, and just put it in the other side of the canopy, which we'll go to now. So this side, look, probably the only thing I'm going to do in here, let me turn the light on for you. Probably the only thing I'm going to do in here, and I'm going to build some sort of an enclosure here that I can put my cameras in and the drones when I want to charge batteries, because this is amazing for when we're charging on the go. So I'm going to build a structure there just for that. It's only going to be a little thing. The rest of this I'm leaving empty. I'm going to have the shelf there, plenty of room for suitcases, the hot water service. I can put canvas bags in here, clothes, all sorts of stuff. Like, this is just, I should have done this at the start, and I've got plenty of room up there for camp chairs or lighter objects. I realize I need storage, and it's also very easy to get to the 12-volt system now if anything fails. The only thing, and I'm waiting for it in the comments, the only thing I haven't done is put a breaker on the inverter. I just haven't got it yet. That is going to happen this weekend. There will be another breaker beside that one just for the inverter. Aside from that, that's Canopy build 2.9432. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.